Hello, crafters! This is Suzanne from A Creative Muse, and I'm here with a 4th of July inspired release by mycreativetime. Before I show you all the goodies, crafters, remember that you can get 15% off site-wide with the code Suzanne. That discount code will end on Friday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Time, 2:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, crafters, there is a hop for this. There is the YouTube hop and the Instagram hop. If you are also signed up for mycreativetime on Skool, SKOOL.com, you can also do everything there. It's a web platform where Emma's putting everything in one place, and she'll also be teaching lots of live tutorials and video tutorials on Skool. Okay, crafters, now let's take a look at all the goodies in the 4th of July themed release. Yay! There are 3 dies, an ephemera pack, and a nice pattern paper with a new colorway, not super bright. So this is something new with mycreativetime. So let's talk about the 3 dies that's in this release. There is the thin bow dies, prim buttons. So this is a little plate, and then prim stars. Let me give you a quick measurement on this. The largest bow with the thin bow dies, which is a really nice loopy little bow, 3 inches wide by about 2 inches tall, and then you get 4 different bows. Really, really cute. I put a gem in the center of my example. For the prim buttons, the tallest heart is 1 3/4 of an inch tall by about 3/4 of an inch wide. The star, roughly the same, and the width 1 inch. And then prim stars. The largest star here is 4 inches tall by 3 1/8 of an inch wide, and they have the stitch detail, except for the bow. Okay, these two have the stitch detail. All right, now let's look at the ephemera pack, which you see at empty packaging. This is the red, white, and blue ephemera. So this, like I said, is a 4th of July themed release. This is what you'll get. And within this ephemera pack, you're going to get multiples of a lot of the images. Like I already used 2 of the dogs. I still have 4 dogs left. Isn't this adorable? I love this dog look. You know, this expression, this is the look I get from Tori sometimes. And I can see that she's thinking, but it's usually not a very happy look when she gives me that look. It's more of like, why aren't you feeding me more food? Don't you see that I still want something? She's like part cat, part dog. There's 2 styles of cupcakes in different sizes, some picture frames, balloons, 2 different sizes, a few of these little wreath too with the blue flower. I love this navy blue, red, and then a little touch of tan colorway. Lots of sentiments in here too, so there's no stamp, but you get the same scripty font like you see at mycreativetime. And some banners and a little bit of washi, okay? So that is the red, white, and blue ephemera. Love. I have it stored here and sorted out in my craft stacks, which is spellbinders, crafting, sorting, and storage tray. This is a large one, okay? I'll put a link for it below. I'm detailing and linking everything so you can find everything easily. All right, next, let's talk about this pattern paper. 6 inches wide, 8.5 inch tall. It is called Beneath the Fireworks 2025. You're going to get 24 sheets, 4 each of 6 designs. Thumbs up. Look at this new colorway. She didn't want to go with a bright colorway, so Emma decided to tone it down and put a little bit of the tan in there. It has almost like a Tim Holtz feel on some of these pages too. Really, really fun. So here is the pattern paper. You see that vintage distressed look in the background with the tan and some print, and then the red little dots on top. And then over here, same thing with blue polka dots. Then we have red and blue, but this time with white polka dots. This is really fun, and I love the tight detail. Here is a chevron in red, and then this detail. This is fun too, because you can use this one. It has almost like, I don't know why it looks like a tablecloth to me, but it looks like a tablecloth too, like really 4th of July picnic style tablecloth too. Fun colorway. Now on the back, here are the neutrals. But the neutrals are not just plain neutrals. The neutrals has a lot going on too. Again, isn't this like Tim Holtz? Lots of script detail, the distressed look, some of the stars. Here's this one with more stars and looks like a little bit of black right there. These two don't have any distressing, so you can mix, match, and play with this paper pad. These two have a white background, navy blue dots with a blue star, dark red dots with a red star. Fun. And I love the small detail again. And then over here, look at this one. This is like a plaid detail, but a distressed plaid, almost like watercolor. And this one with the flowers. I love this one with the flowers. I think that's so pretty. Love, love, love. That was like the first card I made. All right, so let's take a look at all my examples. First up, crafters, this card has no dies on it. It's just a piece of pattern paper cut at an angle. White card base. This is an A2 card, ephemera, and then some gems from my stash. Isn't that fun? I tell you, this flower detail is so pretty. It works very, very well with the wreath. Love. And then I put the sentiment, let's celebrate. Love that. Then this card led to this card. So I'm still loving this floral. Because the pattern paper is 6 inches wide, 8.5 inch tall, I was able to get 2 pieces out of 1 sheet, which is nice as well. So this is another A2 card. This time I did bring on a die. For this card, the die I'm using is from the 3 3/4 by 4 3/4 card die. I used this layer and this layer with the scallop detail, that scallop rectangle. Here is the star from the Prim Star dies. Isn't that cute? I'm using the largest star. And then ephemera, pattern paper. Love. And I did pop this up. Lots of dimension going on. I think this is a great 4th of July card, especially if somebody's birthday is around this time. Love, 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 love. Super, super cute card. Love the layering. If you're in a rush, you don't have to do the die cut layers, but this takes 2 seconds. Or you can just do it like this. Pretty. Up next, for my little thank you note card. This is so cute. You could slip this into a gift bag or tie it on top of something. So the bow die is here, the thin bow. I used one of these, I think this little small one here, in red glitter. There I put the red gem. And then now for these layers, I'm using the 3 3/4 by 4 3/4 rectangle doily die right here in white cardstock. And then coming back to the same 3 3/4 by 4 3/4 card die for this small layer. These 3 3/4 by 4 3/4 set can mix, match, and play. So you can have lots of layering fun with this, okay? And then pattern paper, ephemera. Lovely little note card. And I could have done it as a top folding note card too. Super duper 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 cute. Love. Up next, look at this card. This is a Slimline card. This card features the 2 frames from the ephemera. There's the little dogs again. See how many of them I have? 6 of them in the ephemera pack. And then here are the stars from the Prim Star die. The sentiment, thank you. I did put some gems. Look at that pattern paper in the back. Love. And then I put a little piece of it here too. That's the reverse of, I think, this one. Pretty. And then here's some more pattern paper as well. This is a nice little Slimline card. And if you decide to make Slimline cards, you can always put money in this one, put it in the mail. Nobody should really be feeling it because it's not like an A2 card when you fold the money in half and then people can feel that there's money in here. This is just a flat layer. So Slimline cards are really, really good if you're sending, $5 or $20 to somebody in the mail. So super cute. Or tucking it in to a gift bag yet again. Yay! And lastly, crafters, I wanted to have some fun with the stars. So I'm using both the Prim Star die. I did the 3 smaller sizes and then the Prim Buttons die. And I used these 3 stars to fit in these 3 stars. Like so. Isn't that fun? So this is red cardstock with matte foil in silver here. And then look at the ephemera. And look at a little bit of washi, and then look at the cardstock. So this is another little note card that says thinking of you. And this is a top folding one this time, okay? So this can be, standing at somebody's desk at work or something like that. I think that's a really, really cute little card. And you could easily make an envelope for this as well. Okay, crafters, so in summary, I made 5 cards with this cute little, it's not a kit this time, but it almost operates like a kit. There is the ephemera, there is the new pattern paper, which is a different colorway, a more muted colorway, giving me a little bit of that Tim Holtz fun. And then look at the new dies too. I love these little dies. I think they're fun as well, so they'll have a low price point too. Thumbs up. Alrighty, crafters, don't forget that you have 1 day to shop and you'll get 15% off site-wide with the code Suzanne. After that, just regular shopping, you can use the code Suzanne to get 10%. But if you want the additional 15%, then you have 24 hours. Okay, crafters, everything will be detailed and linked below. Thanks so much for watching. Until the next video, stay crafty, my friends. Check out Emma's 4th of July themed release. Fun. Stay crafty, my friends.